Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Real Horror Movie Reviews. Um, I want to say thank you to everybody for coming. Um, Mr. Pulp Noir, Solo Warden. Hi, guys. Thank you for coming. Adega, Janet, who's also up here. Um, Tony the Clown World Review. How's it going? Gap After Dark. Adega. Thank you guys for coming. So Tommy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am the werepig that bites in the night. I am the thing that you run from fight. Funny little bastards with teeth in their mouth will nibble your toes and spit them back in your mouth. Hey, everybody, what's going on? I'm Tommy in the Werepig Collective, here for this wonderful horror stream.
I'm the messenger of God. You're doomed if you stay here.
And it is an absolute pleasure to see you all here, guys. Remember, if you're sitting in the chat, to go ahead and share this link out. Let more people know that we're here, because YouTube's not going to help us. Only we are going to help each other.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tommy. My co-pilot tonight, and I really appreciate him. Slasher, tell the people about yourself.
I'm me.
Accurate.
I talk about stuff I like. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
I love these movies. I love these sorts of movies.
Yes. Janet?
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Janet from Another Planet. And on my channel, I just do make basically shorts. And I'm reading my book that I wrote. It's called Revelation. It's about vampires, archangels, werewolves. I'm not werewolves. I just read that in her opening. Vampires, witches, warlocks. And I'm also do movie reviews on Monday night. And Tuesday night, I am on the United Resistance. And tonight, I'm here.
Yay. Happy to have you here.
No, God, is it too much? Is it too much to ask for everybody to include a werepig in their books? Jesus.
Dedius, I can't pronounce your last name, but thank you for being here. Tell everybody about yourself.
Hey, it's just a pun. Hey, thanks for inviting me. It's great to be on a show on your channel.
It's great to have you here.
It's the first time. So where's breaking the seal? Yeah, no.
Clean up in the underside of the panel. Clean up in the underside of the panel, please.
I'm a fan of watching, I guess I could say B movies, but I've never seen this one before. And
yeah, same here. I love B movies and especially horror. So if it's B horror, that's even better.
Yeah, well, I knew you'd have a lot to say because you always tell me we're going to fight.
Just a verbal smackdown, just a little bit.
So yeah, it's an honor to be here.
Well, it's an honor to have you guys, and I'm so happy to be doing this. My first episode, and this is awesome. So yeah. Let's dive in and talk about the show. We do have a couple of panelists that will probably be showing up in a bit. But until then, we can just start talking. So tonight we're talking about Dead Heat, which is a horror comedy movie. And yeah, so Tommy, what did you think of the movie?
I'll tell you one thing. When I was rewatching this film, because it's been a while since I've watched it, and when I originally brought it up to you guys, I just remembered it off the top of my head because we were watching a clip that Vinny was playing from, what was it called, Wise Guys, I think it was.
Yep.
And so I'm watching it. It just reminded me of Dead Heat. I was like, oh God, remember that movie where he was a dead cop, Dead Heat? And when this one starts off, I don't know about anybody else. Did anybody else get the Canon vibes, like the Canon films vibes?
Yes.
When this
Golan and Globus.
Yes, that was the first thing. And you know what? I can't talk enough good things about some of those old Canon films, especially some of those cheesy action ones they did, because they were great in their own right. They weren't the best laid out stories, but they were all fun.
Canon did the Ninja movies, the
They
Ninja
did all of
trilogy.
them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? What was that take they did on Top Gun, Iron Eagle?
They did Iron Eagle? Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was canon, wasn't it?
I don't know. I know they by Death Wish 3, I think they were doing the Death Wish movies.
But yeah, I mean, you first off you get those vibes, and then you get right into the meat of the story, and it really doesn't take a long time for this to get to the main plot of the story, because you start off with a gunfight in the very beginning.
Yeah, that was something that I noticed as well. I appreciated that.
Yeah, I thought the shootout in front of the bank was hilarious because there were bullets flying everywhere. I mean, it must have been thousands of bullets, and nobody was hitting anybody, and half the windows in the cars weren't breaking out, and it was just, I was just laughing my butt off. And the whole thing is it, how do you pronounce his name? Is it Joe Pesci?
Piscopo.
Piscopo, whatever. His haircut.
Oh yeah,
Just
He looked like Shooter McGavin.
yeah.
and
Quite
wearing
the mullet.
that super tight t-shirt so he could like flex his pecs and all that stuff. I just thought that was hilarious. I mean,
He
I
did have.
had forgotten how campy and over the top Joe Piscopo was.
He had
until
quite
I
the
started
mullet. in
watching
this
this
movie.
again. So I just thought that opening fight shootout was just so over the top for the very big, the big scene in the very beginning. I just thought it was just a riot. I laughed and laughed over just the way that they did it, and then the fact that the bad guys can't shoot even with machine guns. They're missing everybody, and it was almost like Keystone Cops or something.
Not as precise as Imperial stormtroopers.
Yes.
No, but it
Exact-
was funny. It was very entertaining, and I got a good laugh right off the bat from that whole scene. I thought it was great.
Yeah, same here. I loved that shootout because that was so quintessential 80s. It was awesome to see too, the old cars and the old police helmets, and I just love everything about this movie. It's like it's a low budget movie, but it's such a good movie too. And
Well, it's definitely entertaining. I can definitely say that.
yeah, it's surprisingly good, I should say. And that shootout scene, I really appreciate it because and the first thing I thought of was, what are these guys, stormtroopers? Nobody's hitting anything, and yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was just over the top, huge slapstick. It just had a feel of a combination of different types of movies to me, like Beverly Hills Cop, and the Three Stooges, and just a combination of flashbacks from so many different types of movies that I watched, all smashed into crammed into this movie. Is what I couldn't help but just see this and that. There's certain things that were happening that made me think about, so many different types of movies. So whoever wrote the screenplay, I can't remember what his name is. I thought I printed it out, but I can't seem to find it now. Definitely, you could tell they were inspired by a lot of different types of comedy. And then they threw in a few, zombies and stuff to add a little horror, bad horror to a comedy. And I thought that was very typical 80s comedy. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's not bad. It's just
Director
cheesy.
was Mark.
Yeah, very
director
cheesy,
is Mark,
over the top.
director is Mark Goldblatt.
I just thought it was
Awesome.
really funny.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
definitely a movie that you'd want to sit around with your friends, have a few shots, a big bowl of popcorn, a bunch of other snacks, and some drinks, and just kick back and watch, pause it, laugh, talk about it a little bit, then turn it back on. It's definitely one of those types of movies where you could do that.
What's
Well,
up,
you know,
Drew?
another thing I thought was kind of funny about this one, the way this starts off and they go right into the action like that, it also reminds me of a movie that comes out 2 years later, and that's Predator 2, because they start off with a big giant gun battle, very similar to how this one starts. Granted, it's
Mhm.
not a bank robbery, but it's the same thing. The cops are being pinned down by superior firepower.
Mhm.
It's kind of like its own, like it's street level sci-fi, right? Like there's this, there's I Come in Peace, uh, They
I
Live,
remember that.
They Live is kind of like
Yeah,
that.
They Live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I always like
Mhm.
Alien Nation. Alien Nation's another good one.
Wait a minute. They Live was a movie that wasn't real. I thought that was legit reality because I thought we were
You thought it was
living
a
that right now.
documentary?
I'm getting my glasses in next week so I can see all these weirdos.
Well, I want to welcome Drew to the panel, Supreme
Okay, Drew.
Heretic.
Yeah.
Hello,
Great.
Drew.
It's
Put
great
on
to
the
have you
glasses, Trina.
It's great to have you here.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah, I'm glad I could make it. Apologies for being a few minutes behind, but yeah, you know, it's awesome, and you know, you're talking about obscure movies, Trina. You know, I saw a clip today as well from somebody was talking about Maniac Cop 2. Remember that?
Yep.
I never saw 2. Part 1 was awesome though.
Oh, dude, there's this awesome. Oh my God, there's like a couple of awesome car chase scenes in that movie.
1 was good.
Original was good, but I think 2 was just as good.
You know, the one thing that I thought was odd at the beginning was the fact that the two guys go in to supposedly rob this jewelry store, and they didn't seem to want to kill everyone in there, you know, like you'd think a zombie would do, because I'd
Yeah.
never seen this before. But they also weren't even trying to take everything that was worth money. I mean, you know what I mean? They weren't trying to take the most expensive jewelry or anything like that. It was just like they were just there to grab a few things and die. I mean, like, you know, they weren't even meant to get out with the loot or something. So I just thought that was right off the bat, it was very mysterious to me about who would want to reanimate dead people to come in and rob, but do not be successful. So wherever they were
Well,
going
you know what I liked about it though, Janet, is we don't really get the explanation towards what, like over halfway through the movie,
Yeah, that is true.
because we get that. I can't remember what that guy was in. The guy
The
in
head
the
of
shop.
the. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you meant the head of
the Asian guy. Drew should know who he is. But I forget who he is. Like he kind of reminds me like the guy from Gremlins, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same guy. But it reminded me so much of him, and he's the one that explains why that happens.
Mr. Thule.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when they go to the
Keeve Luke, the actor Keeve Luke.
when they go to the restaurant and all the dead.
No,
Yeah.
I think that was
Are you
his
talking about when
name.
they go to the restaurant, Tommy?
Yes.
Okay. Professor Toru Tanaka is the chef.
You ever notice though, like about like the people that were in this, like Treat Williams is in everything. I swear to God, that guy's like in every movie.
Yeah. I noticed that.
He was good looking. I mean, I don't really remember a lot of the movies he was in, but in this movie, I thought it was, you know, compared to the other guy, Joe Piscopo, walking around, you know, with a tight muscle shirt, you know,
Joe
flexing his pecs
Joe
with the
Piscopo-
ugly mullet.
Yeah.
He was definitely better looking.
Joe Piscopo
Yeah, I know.
was around
Great mullet.
a little bit, yeah. But Treat Williams was, God, he's in so much stuff. Slasher, wasn't Treat Williams in some movie like where he was a teacher and then he was kicking the kids' ass for being assholes?
No, that was Tom Berenger. That's the substitute.
Oh, okay.
Is it just me? I know they don't really look anything alike, but you know, just the facial expressions that Treat Williams makes reminds
Dirk
me
Benedict.
of Dirk Benedict.
Yes.
Also a bit like Ted McGinley, Jefferson from Married with Children.
Hmm.
And they're kind of all like the same, like pretty boy type guy.
Oh, I found the writer's name. His name was Terry Black. So I don't recognize that name as writing anything else.
Can't
But
get a
I
good
did
cup
find
to-
my paper with that on it.
Well, at least his name was Terry Black and not Harry Black.
But
I wonder if they did the porn version. It's called Dead Meat.
Oh man.
I don't think so. Well, if they did, I hadn't seen it.
Yeah,
I mean, who would want to pay money to go see porn with rotting flesh?
never underestimate.
I wouldn't.
Never
Rule 34.
underestimate their that industry's ability to parody stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you can think it, there's a fetish for it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the
like
thing is,
quicksand.
you'd be going to town and your parts and pieces would be falling off. While you know what I mean? That wouldn't be too arousing for the crowd watching.
I mean, it can't be worse than Vor.
Oh, Drew. Okay, look, he was in the sequels of The Substitute. Okay,
Oh, The Substitute. I think I remember that movie.
I didn't know they did
Maybe.
sequels.
Mm.
Now, what's going on? Small Time Republic.
Now,
So
what do I know? What do I know Treat Williams from? Because I would always hear him advertised in commercials.
well, like he's one of those actors that's kind of been you've seen him in everything. Because yeah, I'm looking at his movie and TV lineup, and he has been in a lot of stuff.
Oh, Hair. He was in Hair.
I don't really know that movie.
Oh, he was in
I-
Playgirl magazine, 1980.
Oh, do you have that copy?
I don't. I don't have the picture either.
I'm the messenger of God. You're doomed if you stay here.
He's a treat for the ladies.
I was really surprised to see Darren McGavin in this movie.
Oh yeah, that was funny too.
Because I liked a lot of his stuff. My mom really liked him as an actor, and she watched lots of TV shows like Night Stalker. Wasn't he the one in Night Stalker?
I've never
You know,
seen
the
it.
one he was like
Yep.
a reporter or
Yeah,
something, and he wrote. He followed really crazy off weird stories that were going on.
yep,
I
that was
just-
him.
I just mostly know him as the father from A Christmas Story and Adam Sandler's father and Billy Madison.
Yeah, and then there was
Yeah, I know.
another show. I'm trying to remember. He was like, I don't know, I can't remember the other one, but I just remember a couple shows because my mom really liked him as an actor. So,
Oh, he was the villain in The Phantom with Billy Zane.
Wow, it's been so
oh,
long.
that's right. I remember Billy Zane. Boy, he used to be in a lot of movies too, and now you don't hear. The last movie I saw him in was Tombstone. I was rewatching Tombstone, but he was the actor that gets shot in the stagecoach. Billy
Oh,
Zane.
okay.
And he was very attractive and stuff, but I don't know if does he still act? Does anybody
Probably.
know?
Last time I saw him, he had a shaved head.
Yeah,
He was
had
playing
a shave
himself.
for a while.
But
He was good in a Demon Knight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I saw that in the theater when I was 8 years old. That would be ruled too.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, you never saw it? It was one of the Tales from the Crypt movies.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like he's the guy who summons all the demons. He cuts his hand and the green goo comes out. My mom was not happy to find out I saw that.
No, I don't think I have seen that. But the Tales from the Crypt, wasn't that a TV series?
Yeah, they did 2 movies. They did.
Yeah.
The Tales from the Crypt was 2 movies, and then Tales from the Crypt Keeper was the TV show.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I remember. I don't know if I saw the other movies at the movie theater.
Yeah, Bordello of Blood.
Yeah,
Was
that
Dennis
was
Oh, yeah.
Miller.
yeah, that was so good. I loved that one.
Yes, despite Dennis Miller being in it, it was good.
Well, you don't like Dennis Miller?
Uh, uh, small doses.
But
He's great in Demolition Man.
the woman that played was
Oh,
it
no,
supposed
that's
to
Dennis
be
Leary.
the
That's
girlfriend
Dennis
of Treat Williams? The what was her name? Randy James in in this movie, the scientific mortician lady that did the autopsies and stuff.
Yeah,
Were they
his
supposed to have
ex-girlfriend.
a relationship, and then she finds him dead, and she's just kind of like, "Oh well," It's like
Yeah.
I felt sorry for him. I was like, there's no chemistry or whatever. There was nothing in between.
Well, before she even finds him dead, I mean, they go to the place where they're actually creating these things, unbeknownst, and they're walking around, and that's when they run into Slasher's favorite character in the movie was the double-faced biker guy.
Yeah. Oh,
That would be a
and
cool
I felt,
action figure.
I felt sorry for the dog in the cage, at least, that he was shivering and sitting there while they were fighting. And I was like, oh, that poor little dog. At least I noticed that.
I like the dead reanimated ducks. Those were funny.
But yeah, that was a pretty intense fight that was going on with the biker pig man or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, Joe Piscopo had to hit him 50 times with the fucking fire extinguisher.
That was so good.
But they shot him a few times too. But nobody ever shot anybody in the head. That was one of the things that I always thought, that all zombie movies say always shoot him in the head. If you want to kill him, you got to shoot him in the head.
No, that was with vampires, wasn't it? Or werewolves. So they shot him in the head with the silver bullet.
Like on all the zombie movies that I've ever seen.
Well, that depends on what kind of mythology you're talking about. There's some mythologies that say that vampires are actually allergic to silver.
Trina, did you ever hear of these movies, the dentist movies?
No, I haven't.
Oh god,
I saw the first one. Oh god, the first one was friggin' hilarious.
Oh man, dude.
The Dentist.
Yeah, it had the Corbin Burnson from LA Law in it.
I remember in Little Shop of Horrors where there was a dentist and he was like sadistic.
Yes, Steve Martin.
Yeah,
and
Steve
I'll
Martin.
be your dentist.
Oh no, that was a fun.
I enjoy in giving you pain.
Well, shout out to Small Time Republic, because he pointed out Treat Williams was in the Substitute sequels. That's what.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony, our boy Tony Tone Deaf, he mentioned Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. Wow, what a good movie that was. Bordello of Blood. You guys remember that one too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that
That
one.
one sounds familiar. I think
That
I
has that redhead
Dennis Miller.
lady.
Oh, Angie Everhart, right?
Yeah, she had like huge knockers and stuff. I would remember that. Jeez, man. I always remember them.
Wasn't she a vampire too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, she had big knockers, so you'd be looking at them while she's chewing off your face.
What happened? Did somebody say knockers?
She'd grab you, put your face right there, and then rip your head off.
Weak.
I would
They know how to use
absolutely
their
think
body.
about reviewing these movies.
The dentist movies.
Oh, they're nuts, though, man. They are.
When is National Dentistry Day?
Oh man, you would ask that, wouldn't you?
That is a Tommy question. So fucking random.
March 6th. Okay, we got it. We got our movie for March 6th.
Jesus Christ.
Put it on the calendar.
Oh, hey, Vinny. Welcome.
Hey, look who we got here.
I'm the messenger of God. You're doomed if you stay here.
Hey, old Benny.
Yes, sorry I was so late.
That's okay.
Well, I was fashionably late too, dude. So
Damn, yeah. No,
Glad
I
to
got
have
stuck
you, Vinny.
I got stuck in traffic, but yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. Wow, there's that creature from the
Oh,
was awesome.
Trina, you would like this one too, The Stepfather. Oh, that one was fucking good.
Oh, yeah, I like those movies. I even like the second one.
No, you know what we got to get Trina to do, Slasher? Have her do Reanimator.
I haven't seen that
Oh,
in
yeah.
decades. I haven't
You
seen
know-
it in decades. I gotta see that one again.
I'm a little lukewarm on that movie. It's okay. I'm not in love with it.
Well, you know what was so funny about that, because Trina, in me watching Star Trek, I'm a huge fan of Deep Space Nine. Like when they had the dude from Reanimator, he shows up in Deep Space Nine, and it's Jeffrey Combs, and he's playing, Wei-Yun, and I'm like, that's kind of awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Tic Tac Toe?
This is like the old Hollywood Squares or something.
This is Tommy, isn't it?
Yes, this is what happens when you put Tommy in charge.
He's doing the Brady Bunch effect.
Yeah,
I know.
Distracting the hell out of me over here.
Tommy's what's that guy from the 80s that had the deep voice? Shadow Stevens.
Shadow Stevens.
What about that one movie, the Attack of the Killer Clowns? Have you seen that one?
Killer
Tina?
Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That was a pretty scary movie.
Oh no,
You know-
no! You know what was terrifying is Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Good
Oh
God.
yeah, we watched that.
No, it was not.
That's a classic.
And there was another one. It was an old one. It was one my dad made us watch one Halloween because we were all crying and whining about wanting to see something scary. It was called, I think, The Night of the Lepus or something like that. It
What?
was about giant rabbits.
Oh,
This rabbit escapes from some labs facility, and the little girl wants to keep it. And her dad says, no, you can't keep it. So she lets it go, and it goes and starts to breed with other real rabbits out in the wild. And then the rabbits get humongous like cars, and they're eating people. So I just remember after that, I told my dad I didn't want a pet rabbit. So
He's like, mission accomplished.
it was,
Yeah,
it
no
was
kidding.
scary. So it
Oh,
worked, I guess.
Tony said Bordello of Blood. Yeah, that was a great
Yeah. Hey, Trina, have you ever seen the Trauma movies?
Trauma.
Oh yeah, I was just telling her about a whole bunch of trauma she
Toxic-
subjected herself to if she watches Poltergeist.
There was a small studio called Trauma, and they had a bunch.
Right,
of different-
Drew. They made Poltergeist. If you
Trauma?
want to see, you want to see the garbage that they made in the later years. Watch that piece of trash.
Did they really made the actual Poltergeist? I thought Spielberg made that.
Poultry.
Oh,
Poultry.
Poltergeist.
Poultry guys.
Yeah, is that a fried chicken joint?
Oh,
Oh,
I was
I
like,
bet it was bad.
I thought you were
Willie's
talking about-
Roadhouse was
Yeah.
terrible.
Well, hold on.
But-
You guys
Part
see
of that
that?
part of that was in Dead Heat when they went to go to the Chinese market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
We had
right.
poultry guys in there.
The Toxic Avenger. You got to see the Toxic Avenger. movie.
No. If she wants to watch a trauma movie, the only one that she should watch is Class of Nukem High.
Well, yeah,
just watch
that's great too.
That's
Surf
that. As
Nazis
far as
must
I'm
die,
concerned,
dude.
as far as I'm concerned, though, Nukem High was the best one they ever did. Toxic Avenger was good. It was funny. I mean, it made it into the cartoons. It even made it into figures, but I still don't think it was as good as Nukem High was.
Nukem High was great. I'll give that to you, Tommy. So was Surf Nazis Must Die was good. Tromeo and Juliet. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that studio was just nuts, though, man. That dude didn't give a shit.
What was Class of Nukem High? Is that a trauma movie?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
See Class of Nukem High.
Yeah, because I always thought it was cool because before you see all this trendy shit of having a connected universe, Trauma had a connected universe.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Real quick, Lasso. To me, this appears to be our first shocking comment of the night.
Oh, I got a live one here.
It's better than going to the wet market.
This is true. Pangolins and the vid, they're everywhere.
Nice, Solar Warden. Leave it to the better half to come up.
Chud.
Everyone
What
keeps
was that
telling me about
sound
that
familiar?
movie. I never saw it.
Yeah, Chud was all right. It kind of isn't that along the same lines as Ghoulies and some other ones?
Wait, Ghoulies was a jokey movie though, wasn't it?
Yeah, Chud was
Chud
just,
was supposed to be serious, I thought.
yeah, it was more serious. It was a straight up horror.
I started watching one the other night. I got to get back into it. Black Friday. Bruce Campbell's in it. Has anyone seen this yet?
No.
I've seen it, and I actually have the movie. And I kind of wish I. Well, I don't know. I kind of wish I didn't buy it because, well, how far did you get into the movie?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Okay, all right. Then I'm not going to say anymore.
Was
But-
this a recent one?
Yeah, it's kind of newer.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm kind of not a big fan of it, but it's okay.
All right. Yeah,
So,
I'll give it a shot, but yeah, I don't know. After seeing Dead Heat again, I'm like, oh yeah. I mean,
well, you know what's kind of funny? We're mentioning like some of the things that wind up like in this movie and other movies and everything like that. One of the other things I will say about Dead Heat, you notice how they went for the Frankenstein element with the electricity, bringing the dead people back to life.
Yes, yes.
Galvanism.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because that was the first thing that came to my mind. And then did you notice when they bent over and were like they were looking at him and the girl, I can't remember her name, man, but she goes, "You're alive." And it reminded me of Frankenstein.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
alive.
Randy James is what her name was for the movie, her part.
Yeah.
Well, the movie still had a good charm about it. I mean, going back and watching it again, like I'll say one thing: I still enjoy the practical effects that they did, like on a lot of them, some of the makeup and stuff. Like for that type of movie, it still worked. The worst special effects was when they tried to do some kind of computer when she melted completely.
The skull, when the skull was
Yeah.
talking. When the
Oh,
skull-
wait a minute. Is this what you're talking about?
I'm sorry, Roger. Please forgive me.
Yeah,
Really,
that's
they
exactly
really
what it was.
they really didn't need to have the skull talking there. They could have did that
No.
without.
Don't forget the baking soda in the eyes.
Yeah.
Well, they just, it had to be over the top. But what I wanted to say was the part where they went into the laboratory building to find out about that drug that they thought was weird, that they'd bought like 50 pounds of it or something like that.
Remdesivir.
Yeah, well, whatever it was. But the thing is, when Joe's character asked the guy, and he's reading the Penthouse magazine, and he won't listen to him, and they keep trying to get him to talk, and then they hit the magazine, and he says, "Sorry to interrupt your erection, pal. We need to speak to your manager." I just thought, those kind of lines were just, is what made the movie to me very memorable, because it was classic 80s type of humor.
Mhm.
I thought. And
Yeah.
I just thought that line was one of my favorite lines from the movie. I just thought it was really good.
Well, I really liked that part as well because that's not something they could get away with doing, like in these new movies.
Right.
Nope, they wouldn't be able to do it, but it was funny coming
Hey,
from him.
what's up, Soul Assassin? Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Soul Assassin?
What up, man?
Yeah, man.
Welcome, Soul Assassin. We're talking about Dead Heat. It's a horror comedy.
And that one was answered in the chat.
Yeah, Bubba
Bubba,
Yeah.
Bubba Hotep.
Yep,
Bubba Hotep is just so damn good.
it really is.
They
Yeah,
said he actually.
when he said he had to pee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He said his eyeballs were floating.
No, no, he said his
We're
teeth,
floating.
his teeth were
Oh, his
floating.
teeth were floating. That's right.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't expecting so much comedy in this.
yeah.
It was pretty funny.
There's a lot of good one-liners here
Yeah.
and there throughout the
Oh,
whole
for
thing.
sure. Episcopal. I mean, he's at the top of his game around that time too.
Mhm.
Johnny Dangerously, that one.
Oh yeah.
I've been playing clips from Wise Guys. That movie was hilarious. I play those over on my stream, but yeah, no, there was some good stuff back then.
My grandmother hung me on a hook once. Once.
Once. Yeah, and he's super toxic in this film.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah,
foul mouthed and
He was definitely toxic masculinity going on with
Yeah,
that
she-
mullet, with his
Yeah.
mullet too.
she even
Oh,
calls him a Neanderthal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was called quite a few things, I think, by a few different women.
I completely forgot that Vincent Price was in that movie. Oh,
Yep.
that's
I said the
God.
same thing. I
Yeah.
forgot all about it. I was like, oh shit, that's right. Vincent's in this one.
Right? The Tingler. Holy shit. That's another throwback. But no, he actually, I guess this is one of his last movies, but he still looked pretty healthy in that one.
He did look good. It was nice to see him.
Yeah. You know, and like I said, a big surprise. I still love the dude from The Christmas Story, though. The father. That was the
Oh
villain.
yeah,
in it.
but
Aaron
I
McGavin.
hadn't seen Vincent Price in a movie since Edward Scissorhands.
Mhm.
So,
I
I think that was his last film.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying. So it was really nice to see him in that little cameo, basically.
It was.
And
And his
yeah.
speech in front of the World Economic Forum was fantastic.
but it was good to see him. Very nostalgic
Mhm.
for the king of horror to
Oh,
be in this
absolutely.
movie.
Oh
So,
yeah, Gap After Dark has a good one. I like that line too. Lady, you're hurt. Lady, I'm fucking dead. Well, it doesn't give you a right to be rude.
Also,
Yeah.
anyone find it funny that his last name was Mortis?
Yeah.
Yes.
Roger Mortis, as in
Yeah.
rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis. Yep.
Which was great. But that line had me laughing out loud too. It was almost like a dad
Yeah.
joke type of thing. Oh, it doesn't give you the right to be rude.
Darius would come up with a character like that.
Mhm.
Or Roger Mortis,
Yeah,
like a pun. Oh yeah.
yeah, you would.
So would Sting.
How about when they're running from the zombie guys and yeah, Treat Williams' character, he hides in the pool for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He just says, dude, you were under there for 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Can you
It's
teach
a-
my girlfriend how to do that?
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, if that's what you were upset about during that part of that film, let me tell you something. I was horrified that the fact that the man threw a toaster into that pool. That just made me all kinds of nauseous.
Well,
Toasters need love.
there was something to be said though, just for like some of the zany, stupid, like cheesy ass stuff that we had back in the day, because it was funny as all get out. A lot of these movies, from the horror movies to some of the even cheesy, like kind of action ones, and even the crossover genre ones like this one, it was fun.
Yes.
And you don't see that now because people are too busy trying to convince people to act like transvestites instead of have fun.
They're actually just too invested in trying to worry about being offended by every single thing that they see. That's why
Yeah.
these movies can't be made right now. And the few times that they are made, they try to do everything they can to sabotage them.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100% true. Because that is what it is, man. Those type of movies, they were a lot of fun. They weren't the best thing on the planet, but they were entertaining, and you could tell the people who worked on it had a good time while they were doing it.
Yeah, because Benny, you know, when you would just sit around with your buddies or, you know, a couple guys, couple girlfriends, and you just laugh at something so ridiculously dumb, but it was a good time. You were guaranteed you got a good time because you were laughing your ass off at how ridiculous it was.
Well, that was one thing that the people did in this film. They didn't take themselves too overly serious. I mean, because you talk about another thing that they brought up. I said at the Frankenstein one, and the stuff with the ducks coming back alive. There was one more scene that was reminiscent of another movie, and that was towards the end when Roger comes back and he's almost got like that Terminator vibe, where half of his face is melted off.
Takes himself out of the body bag, and the body bag is like melted to his head.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It also, the way he sat up also reminded me of Michael Myers as well.
No, the Undertaker too. Yeah.
It reminded me of Die Hard. You hadn't seen Die Hard.
Well, think about when he goes to the cop. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to need your gun."
Yeah.
I mean, all you need to say is, "I need your helmets and your glasses."
Well, hold on. How about the scene leading up to that? When he is handcuffed and he's in there and he decides to, you know, he reached over and he got the whole thing moving. It's like he didn't care. It was going to kill a bunch of people. Like, he didn't give a shit.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, didn't he say, "Yeah, this is going to be fun"?
Yeah.
And here we go.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Did he retire from acting, Treat Williams?
Oh man.
Because I feel like we needed more of him in cinema.
I know, he's so good.
No, Benny, he's still alive. He's in his 60s. I know that. I don't think he retired because he was in something as recently as a couple of years ago.
Okay.
On his Wikipedia, it says he was in one movie in 2002.
He's doing he's been doing TV.
2022, sorry.
Yeah, he's been doing TV, a lot of TV.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was dead, but I was just saying we haven't seen him, so I thought he retired.
Yeah,
dude.
I know.
Oh, Gap After Dark. Oh, the tall man from Phantasm, bro. I was so upset when Angus Scrimm died because, oh man, that dude was awesome in those movies. Boy,
I hear you, Soul Assassin. Now, unfortunately, though, a lot of people running the show in Hollywood right now, they are worried about that 1 to 2%.
Yeah.
Because that's the only one that supports their narrative.
Yeah, but that same faction doesn't support their business model. And this is part of the reason why I said I'm actually sick and tired of Hasbro. And I'm about ready to just completely stop buying Transformer figures because they're so worried about that small percentage of people that don't support their brand. These are not the people running out there buying their figures. I spend I was going over the numbers today in my head, and I spend probably close to $1,000 a year in Transformer figures. Yeah, at least $1,000 a year. It's disgustingly a large amount. And now that I'm thinking about how much I've spent. And you know what? They're more worried about pandering to these people who won't even go out and buy these figures that more than likely are not watching this show that they're putting the damn gender of identity politics crap in. And they're going to be doing it with that new freaking Rise of the Beast too, because they're going to say RC wanted to get a sex change and they're forcing it in that movie too. Like, you know what? Those people that you're pandering to are not even going to be supporting your goddamn products. So why are you pandering to them? Instead, you want to drive somebody like me out that's actually giving you money. You want to drive me away in favor of an agenda that gets you absolutely nothing. It makes no sense. Sorry,
until people stop paying for tickets and buying any of the T-shirts or anything else, and they start getting hurt where it counts in their wallet, and they start seeing that's the only way that this is going to change, to where we can start just getting movies for entertainment bases only, instead of them worrying about pushing certain agendas. Because I remember growing up, getting to go to the movies and talking about the movie for a month after we saw it because it was so fun, entertaining, and it took us away from all of our problems. And now a person goes and sees a movie and they're like, because there's nothing redeeming about it. Nothing, like what?
Yeah.
After everybody went and saw Maverick, right? Everyone was talking about it because it was so good. It brought back memories from the older movie. The new characters were great.
They made Maverick with a late '80s formula, and it worked.
Yeah, and it made a buttload of money.
Yeah.
And people left. And now those same people will buy T-shirts, they'll buy toys, they'll buy the movie, the DVD over and over again, and even rent it when it comes out on different streaming things. That's right there should tell people in Hollywood and producers and directors and stuff in production companies that these kind of movies will make money. So I don't understand why and how long it has to go before these companies realize that this movie will make money and that one's going to suck.
You just said it though before. But you just said it before. It's those people who are running out there to go still watch them, even though they don't even like them, because that's what we see too. We see these big YouTube channels doing the same shit. They'll talk mad shit about these companies, and then they'll run out there. They'll grab their boyfriend and take photos and stream in front of the Wakanda Forever movie poster as they run in the first row to go watch it. And it's these same hypocrites that what are they doing? They're advertising for the company that they've been bashing. And it's a cycle of shit that doesn't end. Why? Because they're still getting people watching their channels. They're making money off of this, so they're part of that machine. That's why it's wrong. Boycott it.
You'll never see this pig doing that stuff. You're going to see me watching stuff like Dead Heat. That's what I'm going to do. Having fun watching a movie that was actually fun. And what's going on, Liam? Good to see you.
And I'll watch old movies because old movies were just better movies. They were better entertainment.
Why
the stuff that's coming out now sucks.
Why subject yourself to garbage just to, make a YouTube video or to make it, do whatever.
For the clicks, bro. For the clicks.
Because I won't do that. I'm not gonna sit there and bother with stuff that I think is pure trash because I'm not going. I already know I'm not going to enjoy it. So why would I sit there and go through something I'm absolutely going to disdain it? It's not worth it.
It absolutely isn't worth it. And you know what? Here, guys, I don't know if you know what Lasso has been up to. Lasso has been working on some audiobooks. So if you want to get something that's horror related, kind of like Dead Heat, and enjoy yourself, be sure to check out her Real Horror Audio.
Ganda.
Shut it off.
Shut it off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wouldn't there be some more sass in that though? Hey, shut it off!
Yeah, it's horror.
All right, Tommy, give me the keys back.
The keys are halfway up my ass, better than I'm perfect.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes, Mr. Pulp Noir, absolutely correct.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a shame. But that's one of the things I don't miss about I mean, there's a lot of things I miss because I haven't written for Bounding in a little bit. But man, at least I don't have to watch the bad movies.
Nobody should. And no one should be watching those television series either. I mean, they know what they're going to get.
Yeah.
Going into it, they know that, oh, geez, it's another one we got to watch. No, we don't have to watch it. Stop giving your money to these people.
Well, that's why I agreed with Doomcock Vinny when he said, we should be skeptical about the third season of something like Picard because look at the stuff that came before it. I'm not going to just fall for a shiny coat of paint dropped over it, and he's right.
Never mind Doomcock. Hans Cock is the only one to trust. I said boycott this shit from the beginning. All right? Don't see Indianapolis 7. Boycott it. I got paid. That's all that matters. It's going to be shit. just like Kathleen Kennedy's breath.
You heard it here first, folks.
If you watch this trash, the werepigs will find you, and we will nibble off your toes.
That's right.
Just
Remember,
watch the old horror.
Yes,
Remember,
watch old horror.
Horror.
I am the
Horror.
source.
It's a horror.
Is there anyone on YouTube that does movie reviews for porn?
Oh, that's a good question.
Cinema
I
Snob.
can't believe
Alright.
Lethal Lightning didn't.
His name is Cinema Snob. He reviews porn.
No,
Does
you
he
know
really?
I think
Yes,
I
yes.
should start doing it because I have a name for it.
You know the funniest thing is when Wes would do try to clean it up and have show a review of a porno on his stream, like they were Star Trek parodies, but oh god,
Wow, he does.
This guy, Cinema Snob, he did a review of the porn parody of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles called 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, those were fun when Wes was doing those Star Trek porn parodies.
yeah, man, and Trina, what would get me about it was, oh god, Wes failed so bad in editing.
Yeah, the running joke was that Wes gets distracted during editing.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is this. I'm going to say it again. You know what? Dead Heat. We're talking about Dead Heat. And listen, porn people, you need to make dead meat. Make that porno immediately.
Tommy, that's going to be me when I hit 100. I'm going to go into porn, and we're going to call it that. Dead Meat, starring Hans Cock.
Nice.
Well, there was a YouTube channel called Dead Meat where they review like kills in movies,
Yeah.
like kill count.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've seen.
cool.
I've watched that before, dude. Because those are.
Do you like watching
those are-
people die?
Yeah.
What kind
Well,
of prosthetics were used?
The 10-inch and the 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I know, but what were they? Hands? I mean,
Oh no, the entire suit.
Yeah.
The turtle nether regions.
I want to say something so inappropriate.
oh, I thought when they said they were,
Go
they
ahead,
were
Trina. Jesus.
turtles, they were really using little, turtles.
No, it was
What?
a bunch of
Janet!
turtles.
What?
Janet!
Yeah,
Well,
I love
mean,
you.
That's why I was asking, because I was going to say
I like
if that was
turtles.
like animal abuse.
I like turtles.
Oh, Janet!
Isn't that illegal?
Oh my
I've
god!
Janet,
only
that's
seen two
disgusting.
porns in my whole life, so. And one of them was called Rambone.
Rambo.
Oh,
I don't know. Have you guys seen that one?
on
I
Golden
remember-
Wand.
I remember
Rambo and
Rambo.
the thrust of freedom.
I remember Rambo. I remember the Cocketeer.
The Cocketeer. Never heard of that one.
It's the company I keep. I don't know what to tell you.
You got a big star on here like me, and you're talking about porn. I love it.
I think Drew was in one called Supreme Hairy Dick.
Oh, that would be so disgusting to see. Mm. I'd probably throw up.
Someone doesn't
I
like a
would
supreme. You don't like a supreme hairy dick. What about an old Hans Cock?
Oh, that'd be disgusting.
Wax
I mean,
on,
you could
wax
call
off.
it Chewy. It could be Han Solo's penis, and it's hairy, and he calls it Chewy.
Yeah, it's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's my co-star in Indiana Jones 7. She's a giant hairy penis.
Oh, it sounds gross.
Janet,
Detachable.
She is.
so you've never watched any porn, and have you seen any porn parody?
Probably not, but I have seen a porn. I saw a porn. It was called Rambone.
Oh,
Somebody
right.
brought it to an apartment we were at, and we were cooking and stuff. And they said they bought a movie, so we were all sitting down to eat it. And when it came on, I was like, "What the?" And they were all laughing and stuff. Some of us hadn't seen it. I'd never seen it, so it was
They
pretty
knew.
gross.
They knew.
So Janet, do you say prayers before eating? Because I could imagine you're like, they didn't say prayers before they started eating that.
No, I didn't say prayers that night either. We were eating sandwiches and stuff, but it was
Were they
it
finger sandwiches?
I laughed. No, they weren't finger sandwiches. They were regular sandwiches. It was like a big like Subway, cut up sandwiches. Like that really matters, but I laughed through the whole movie. I knew that it was a porn, but I didn't understand the whole time I'm watching. I was like, why would people want to watch this to get busy? I mean, why is it turn you on? I mean, what about it? And they were just laughing at me the whole time. So I don't know.
I just go to Subways. $5 foot long.
Roast beef. We got the meats.
I just don't understand it.
Man, I come back. Yeah, I come back and everybody's walking through the beef curtains. My goodness. Good God.
Men are so easily entertained, apparly, or they used to be.
We're a bunch of twisted fucks. Look,
I've got an excuse. I'm a pig.
I mean, honestly, do all men have to do is just see a nipple and they're turned on? I mean, is it that easy?
No, we're just like, we see the areola on it. We're like, hey, that's Braille for the blind.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
Oh, I'm a little older. It takes me a bit more.
What is it saying when you are rubbing it and you're feeling the little bumps on it? What is it telling you?
It says, "I'm happy to see you."
Oh my gosh! Oh.
Are we still talking about porn or Star Wars?
Pepperoni.
Hey, wait!
Oh,
They did make a parody. I kid you not, called Star Wars. I guess Slasher can confirm.
It was a slasher film.
Wasn't that in Zack and Miri? Zack and Miri make a porno. Weren't they going to do that movie called Star Wars? I don't know. It's been a while.
No, but they actually did make a parody called that though. Oh God, that came
I'm not
out
surprised. They make parodies of everything. I'm sure they have Xena porn. I'm sure there's fucking Xena and Hercules.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh, there's gotta be.
Xena was porn.
Yeah,
like part of it, some of it.
She was gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays you can get online and you can hire a woman that's all buff and muscular, and she can come over to your place and she can wrestle with you and beat the shit out of you.
Tell me.
Where do I find that?
And a lot of men, and a lot of men like it. They like to be dominated by a muscular, strong woman.
I'm not lying here. My friend was going out with a dominatrix.
I'm telling you that it's.
And
you can
I'm
make
at
good money if you do it. If you do that kind of stuff.
She's living with him, right? So I'm at their house one day, and me and him are upstairs playing Xbox, and she's got a client downstairs beating the shit out of him. And I'm wondering, like, what the fuck am I doing here? I was like, can I even be here right now with this going on downstairs?
You should have just went downstairs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of fetishes out there, and a lot of people can make good money.
She was a big girl too. She was like, she wasn't like heavy, but she was like 6'2". She was probably.
She wasn't big. She was only like bending the floorboards, but she wasn't.
There's some dudes that wouldn't be beat up by a chick that's built like China or something,
Newsflash, it was a dude.
Well, there are a lot of. I mean, you wouldn't want that, Drew. You wouldn't want to pay some big girl to carry you around.
Jesus Christ!
throw you around.
No, I don't want to pay for that.
Come on, Janet. Jesus, I'm 5'3.5", 5'4". All right.
She grabbed you. Haven't you seen that episode on Seinfeld where Elaine grabs George's face and sticks it in her chest and she rubs it in her boobs and his hair sticking out and then she throws it back?
Sounds like I need to watch Seinfeld.
A broad like that grabs me, she'll throw me against the damn wall. For Christ's sake. I can't-
Shaken baby syndrome for Drew.
Hey, yeah, probably.
Don't worry, Drew. If I'm ever in the area, I will pick you up with the palm of my hand and save you from that terrible, horrible woman.
Yes. Thank you.
I just want to be crushed to death by Famke Janssen and Goldeneye.
Death by Snoo Snoo, yes.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Is she the one that squeezes you with her thighs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
I know a lot of my guy friends said that they thought that was hot.
No, you know the martial arts chicks though. Like I seriously, I might let Cynthia Rothrock kick me in the face.
I thought you were going to say the sack.
Oh no, dude! I want that to actually be functional. She can just knock me out with her foot, you know.
No, you know what? I think we should play a little game here. I want to blow somebody up, and I'm going to put a comment up, and I want you to read this title. Right there on the screen.
Read it, Janet.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, Han Solo?
Yes.
The Adventures of Dick Skywalker.
Hans. No, I'm not saying that.
Saving Ryan's Pride. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
You know what? The guys in the chat, you all are amazing. Thank you.
Oh God.
Those were funny.
Well, Janice is so like innocent in some ways.
I'm not really innocent. I understand how things work. I know where things go. You know? I know that you take that and you put it in there. You know,
It sounds like she's been to Bandai Video and Infowars.com. Get your vitality pills over there. Get your dick pills.
that's why you go to Wikipedia. It has everything.
Is your sex ed teacher standing there with a hot dog in one hand and a donut in the other hand? Like, you take this and you do this and this.
If you have a hot dog and a donut, I would recommend strapping something to the end of the hot dog so it doesn't fall through.
No, I'll tell you what, lady. If you're ever around me, you don't have to worry about a gun going off accidentally. It's done on purpose.
Oh, Janet, you're one of those throwbacks. You're like one of the innocent chicks from the '80s, man, and it's great. You know, I love it.
I can't help. I mean, yeah, I'm one of those ones that just go. And then I laugh a lot, and then I try to hide.
You're priceless, doll. You are.
The ladies have around me all the time. They go, and then they try to hide.
Being on panel with Janet makes me feel like a villain.
What?
She's so innocent.
Well, you know, we need the both sides represented, you know.
The front and the back.
Oh, that's the best way to have them represented.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
This stream was so good. Oh my god, this is like off the rails.
It's gonna get thrown off of YouTube, I think.
Oh no.
We started off talking about dead heat, and we devolved into talking about everything
we
else.
devolved into everything, dude.
I think there's probably been like a total of 10 minutes of conversation about that.
Lasso was in control of this for about 10 minutes, and then it just went off the rails.
You gotta read those posts.
Well, oh, man.
Alice and her 7 dildos in Wonderland, coming to a theater near you, presented to us by Kathleen Kennedy.
Well, you know, the thing about this, though, and this is what's so cool about having a panel like this. If we were just kicking it with one of our houses around a bonfire, a conversation would be exactly the same. That's what's hilarious about it, because the audience is just getting a slice of what would be the natural progression.
Not exactly true, because if I'm in that kind of setting, I cuss a hell of a lot more. Everybody's heard me in a green room.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Dock worker. That's what I'm gonna say. Dock worker. That's how I talk.
My mom used to say, "Cuss like a sailor."
Yeah.
I always thought that was too tame, because a lot of sailors are actually trying to be rather nice. you see a dock worker, there ain't nothing nice about a dock worker.
Drink like a Mick.
Or truck drivers. I heard they're pretty bad.
G-Spot's a New Hope.
Oh, goodness.
So where are we at? Are we wrapping up on Dead Heat now? Finally.
Yeah, I think we're wrapping up Dead Heat.
Well, I just want to finish by saying that as much fun as this movie was, it had an estimated budget of $5 million and it only grossed $3.589 million. So it was another box office failure.
I wonder how it did on VHS. Because I know,
I'm sure it did a lot better then, because that's where a lot of these movies started to shine, especially things like Evil Dead that got absolutely no love in the theaters. Yeah. Once that made it to VHS, that's where that movie actually became a cult classic.
Yep,
it really did.
Well, Rocky Horror Picture Show, I remember being taken to the midnight movie to watch it, and I was like, when just walking up to the doors and seeing all these men and people dressed with like fishnet stockings and everything, and I was looking around going, oh my God, what are these gonna do to me when I go in here? Because I was petrified to go in.
You naughty girl.
I was like, what is this? I've never seen anything like it in my whole life. But then when I went in and they gave me this big paper bag filled with things, and got to watch the movie, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I laughed, and I've seen it like 75 times since then.
God, you know what? If anybody ever gave me a time machine, you know what, Janet, and I would take Lizzo, and I would take you both back in time to a War concert, because I would just love to see the expressions on your faces if you're up in the front row, because you give.
Yep. I think Tommy's internet is.
Oh, he got
roboted.
Yeah,
having a ripple.
Either that or he's having a stroke.
He's drinking some ripple.
A little bit of both.
Swimming in it.
There he is. He's back.
Definitely got to be a War concert, and it's got to be front row with all the prosthetics and stuff they used.
Well,
I would love that.
I think it would be great. I'd love to go just to check it out. Would I get to wear some of those like fingerless gloves and some of the cool outfits they wore?
I would suggest wearing a raincoat.
Yeah, because they spray fluids all over you.
Yeah.
Why? Like what? Like what? Silly string and stuff?
Like Gallagher.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like blood and
real blood.
Blood's green.
They can't use real blood.
Well, I know that Ozzy Osbourne like bit heads off bats and stuff like that. So
you don't want to know about this guy G.G. Allen then.
Oh God!
Jesus Christ!
I never heard of him.
Oh fuck, man!
Well, actually, Ozzy wasn't doing that. He had prop ones, and then a couple of fans threw real ones on stage, and he grabbed one and bit the head off the real one. Didn't know it was real, and had to go get rabies shots.
Yeah.
It happened one time.
Supposedly, he didn't know it was real. I don't buy that at all.
I think he was high off his ass and just did it
he
for
probably
fun.
was.
Yeah, he was probably messed up and didn't even know it was a real one.
Yeah, he literally came off a tour bus once. He was so high and was looking for something to snort. He got a straw and snorted ants.
Yep. True story.
Yeah, in front of Motley Crue, right?
Yeah.
He was hanging out with Motley Crue.
Yep.
Yeah, he also started licking up Nikki Sixx's piss off the friggin' ground.
Not okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's too much information.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
He's Ozzy.
Man.
But that's another
Ozzy.
fetish right there.
Slasher, I told my girlfriend about the Gigi Allen song "Fucking the Dog," and she said he didn't really fuck a dog, did he? I hope not.
He probably did.
Yeah,
I certainly hope not.
That's gross. All that.
Yeah,
stuff.
Gigi Allen. If you went to one of his shows, you'd have to like go to the hospital right after. You'd probably need
Yeah.
some sort of shots. Like you'd need like a he flings shit at people. Like,
Yep.
Hey,
legit.
Bone, thanks for being here.
What's up, Bone?
People pay money to go to a concert and have poop thrown on them.
I mean,
all they got to do is go to the White House.
It's punk rock.
as rock and roll, baby.
God,
Rock and roll.
Come on, man.
that's awful. That's terrible.
Who
Like,
put this
yeah.
brown clay in my pants? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on,
Depends.
So, are there any last thoughts on Dead Heat, or are we all set talking about that?
No, I would just want to say, like, it's, you know what, it's one of those, like, just really fun kind of cult classics, you know, and I think that he should get more love for what it was. It was a really fun cult classic, you know, horror comedy, you know, and they should give it more love when you go back through the history of you know, both horror and comedy cinema, because it was pretty good. It's cheesy as fuck, but it was good.
Now,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm
What
wrong,
was that?
but
A hammy horror genre, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was campy. It was you know,
was.
like a absurd pleasure.
It was. There was a lot of joy in that. You know, even the silly parts. But that was Odd Job in there, wasn't it, from 007?
Yeah, Professor Toru Tanaka.
Yeah, it was him. And then I thought I saw
Sub-Zero. He was Sub-Zero in The Running Man.
Oh, okay.
See, that's another good one we should be watching. The Running
Oh
Man.
yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, it's been forever since we saw that, but there were some pretty graphic kills in there.
Yeah.
In The Running Man, yeah, there was,
Yeah.
dude.
There was some crazy stuff, man. But what's his name? The dude from the host. What's his name?
Richard Dawson
Dawson. That's it.
Yeah.
Richard Dawson.
Well, you
from Family
remember.
Feud. Wasn't
Yes.
it Family Feud?
You remember though? I mean, back then, Benny, God, they didn't care. They would just go balls to the wall with stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's
God.
part of it, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, look at all the like these movies and stuff we watch now, or the TV shows. Like, even Walking Dead, yeah, it kind of did faded out and all that. But for a time, it was the hottest thing. Well, that guy Greg Nicotero, he grew up on all that stuff too, and he was trained by a lot of the guys who did those special effects in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
And it was the same type of stuff. And you scratch your head, oh, why did it work? Because they had that same kind of recipe. They did practical effects, and they were fun, you know. And you could tell a good story. You could do crazy stuff. And I think more people need to get back to that, you know. That's why, like with my stories and my books, I'm doing something similar. Like I'm there's no rules. I'm doing whatever I want. You know, and people have been enjoying that product, but it's the same thing. I grew up on all that fun stuff, so I think it's about that, and we should be focusing more on those type of things, not with what they're doing now. You know, and again, all these big YouTubers or whatever that they keep doing that same shit. No, get back to the good stuff. Cut out the poison of what's going on now. You know, again, what did they say? She-Hulk got canceled. Ooh, big surprise. Yeah, because it's a terrible series.
Yeah.
That who would watch that? Why would you give money to that? They shit all over everything. From what I understood, they attacked the fans throughout the entirety of that series. And these dumb sheep would still watch all of it continuously, and then they're on to the next one. Don't do it. Do what we're doing. Go back to the old stuff. Go back to the fun stuff, and then focus on the creators who are doing something similar. Start to showcase independent creators. If it's not just comic books, go into people who are making independent films. There's a whole bunch of different things to do to find content and create content if that's what their big gripe is, instead of giving money to the mouse.
Well, you can tell that there's an agenda because, so look how good Maverick was, right? Top Gun Maverick. the new movie. That was so good because that was like the original movie. They did so good for the fans with that. So that kind of writing and directing and script, that's all possible. They just let their agenda take over instead.
Just look at Cobra Kai. Look how good they did the friggin' Cobra Kai show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you have to do is take a comic book from when you were young or a series, let's say year issues, 12 comic books, one from each month, read the story, and then write a screenplay. Write a screenplay based on the story and what happens in it and the characters, and then make it into a movie without adding anything from today into it. Just the story.
You're asking too
Why?
much.
They did it with Maverick. They've done it with a lot of other movies, like Tombstone.
With
Tombstone was taken
people,
from history and made into a great movie.
Well, all the comic book movies are made by people who don't care or respect the lore of comic books, so they can't be bothered to pick up, say, like 5 issues of a Batman series and try to make a story out of that. They can't be bothered.
So,
they really
what
can't.
They did the same thing as far as what Michael Bay did with those Transformers movies, and I know there's a lot of people out there that like them, but they're absolute trash. They have nothing to do with the original Transformers story whatsoever. Michael Bay has already come out and said he knew nothing about that franchise. He could care less about the lore of that franchise, and the only thing he wanted to do was to make a movie with aliens that were robotic that blow things up. That's all he gave a shit about. I think his movies were trash. I think that Bumblebee movie that came out was trash because it was a Michael Bay movie. As much as they tried to put elements of the original G1 into it, including the very 5 minutes of the beginning of the film and maybe a few minutes at the end, the rest of that shit was Michael Bay film. The robots looked like Michael Bay robots. They acted like Michael Bay robots, and there was explosions all over the place. And the director even said he went Michael Bay with the movie because he was going to go G1, but he didn't think that's what the fans would want. Really, look what Netflix did. Netflix may not have hit the button all the way on the original G1 story, but they went back far enough with it where they covered stuff from Sunbow, from Marvel, and some of the stuff from IDW to make it a little bit darker. And for the most part, they did really well with that series. I think they kind of freaking shit the bed a little bit on the last segment, which was Kingdom. But for the rest of that series, for Earthrise and for Siege, I think they did a damn good job in capturing what the Transformers should have been like.
Yep.
They can do it. They can. Yeah. They just don't want to.
Right. They don't want to. And the companies who are usually greenlighting these things, they're part of that agenda. They want to push a certain narrative. They want people to be talking about certain things and not the things they're supposed to be talking about, like the characters, where the story's going.
How can they keep doing it and not make any money and still be able to make more of it and make no money? I don't understand.
Janet.
Years ago, people used to have to make money to keep making more movies.
Well, Janet, it's real quick, Drew, and I'll give it to you. The easiest way to explain that is look what Gillette did. Gillette literally said they don't give a shit how much money that they lose as long as they can keep pushing the agenda. Go ahead, Drew.
Well, no, look at what they did with G.I. Joe, too, because you go... Vinny, you've seen them G.I. Joe movies, Rise of Cobra and all of those.
I haven't.
You haven't? Wow.
Because I saw the trailers and I knew what they were going to be, so I didn't see them.
They're not really woke, but it's just they went so far away from it.
Yeah, I don't want to see super suits. I saw it in the trailer. I saw super suits on them.
That turned me away from seeing that. Just seeing them in the super suits.
Yeah, what did that have to do with it? Because the Joes didn't have stuff like that.
No,
they had. Because it would have made much better sense. You would have seen stuff like the Skyhawks or the Snowcat. And stuff like that. The actual vehicles they had. They didn't have anything in there that really reminded you of G.I. Joe. And that was the one thing that was bothersome about it. Some of the characters actually fit. I actually thought that Adrian Palicki made a good Lady J.
I didn't what I saw before, when the movie came out and they had all the promo pictures and everything. Once I saw Business Suit Storm Shadow, I was like,
"Oh yeah, that was
so stupid." I was like, "What are you guys doing?"
business suit Storm Shadow. I mean, get out of here with that. That was garbage.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Well, that's
I
why
wanted to address something in the chat. Gap After Dark asked a question. Will I be doing another stream? Yes, absolutely. We're going to be actually reviewing Jack Frost, not the feel-good movie, the horror movie. It's free to watch on Tubi. And Gap, if you're interested in joining the panel and talking about that, message me on Twitter.
Gap, you know that this insane asylum will reopen probably weekly.
Yeah, definitely. And horror is definitely my interest. So anything horror, I'm up for. Even if it's bad, I watch it.
As long as it's not bad, like the reboot of Friday the 13th, or the reboot of Psycho, or the reboot of Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm good with all the rest.
Oh, you mean? Oh God, that was what Friday the 13th. Wasn't that the 2009 one?
Yeah. Oh God, that thing was god awful.
Friday the 13th
with Jason.
Friday the 13th. Jason goes softcore.
So did you like that movie Willie's Roadhouse?
What?
You know, it was like it was a Nicolas Cage movie, and it was recent, and it was some like, I think it was called Willie's Roadhouse or something. It was about like a Chuck E. Cheese that was haunted or whatever, and the creatures in the machines were killing people inside It was terrible.
I seen one, an actual horror movie, and actually, you should do this one, Trina. It was fairly recent too. The fucking Banana Splits characters were killing people.
Well, why does that sound so much like that Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah, it is. It's like Five Nights at Freddy, but it's called Willie's Roadhouse or something like that.
No,
and I watched like 20 minutes, and I had to turn it off. It's one of the only movies that I just could not watch it. It was bad.
This one that I'm talking about, Janet, is even better. Like it's because it's just so crazy. You know, you see all these characters from the Banana Splits running around, and you remember them, and it's just, oh my God. But it's fun. It's a good movie. It's really cheesy. You gotta Trina, you gotta look that up, the Banana Splits. I think it might be called the Banana Splits or something like that.
I think I saw the end of that. I think I clicked on it. I clicked on the TV and I saw the end of it. That was really friggin' weird.
Yeah, I'm up for anything.
I want to say it came out 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
We could watch a movie. All of us could get together and watch a movie on Discord through Tubi, and then later, the next night or whatever, do the review on it on here. That would be fun.
Yeah, we could set up a watch party or something like that. Yeah.
I think
I guess I have to watch it separately because I'm such a bad pig.
The only recent horror movie that I wanted to see that I missed out on was the Winnie the Pooh one.
Oh, that came out? I didn't even know that came out.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Me neither. I'd be down for that.
Must be really gruesome.
I hope
Wasn't it the same people that made Pan's Labyrinth or something? That made that one?
I don't know, Janet, but it's that's awesome though. Just the idea of it.
It probably was.
Christopher Robin left them.
It was Disney, I bet.
Just the fact that just the fact, Vinny, that they're sitting there messing with Disney by jacking all these IPs as soon as.
Well, there's nothing Disney can do about it now.
I know, and it's great.
Yeah. Screw him.
Yeah, I got to see that movie. Well, because it's kind of messing me up because I love Winnie the Pooh. I still do.
Gap says it comes out next year. Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Eeyore, seeing Eeyore do something really mean would be, I don't know if I could handle that.
I would love for them to do a mean Eeyore with Peter Cullen actually voicing it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yes. I would definitely watch it then. Are we gonna do it
I'm down.
when it comes out? All right.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah. Gap. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. That's what it's called.
Yeah, I definitely have to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought I saw a trailer for it or something, and it was Winnie the Pooh and Piglet or whatever, and they were talking about how they were abandoned.
I don't know, but yeah. I might
Something
have
like
showed
that.
you the trailer, Jan. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was. I think you did show me, Drew. It's pretty scary.
But yeah, they just go up and start like whacking people.
That's gonna totally mess me up too, but I have to see it.
I think I could handle it unless they have Eeyore in it, and Eeyore is horrid.
I guess all the characters from the 100 Acre Wood at some point make an appearance in there. Supposedly, I don't know.
Even Christopher Robin.
That'd be funny. Christopher Robin just pops out and he's a fucking psycho.
Yeah, you know what I want to
he
see?
is.
I
I
want to see
think
when
that is
Mickey,
the whole premise of it.
when
They're
Mickey-
going to find him to kill him for abandoning them.
I want to see when Mickey moves into the public domain and somebody decides to do a movie of Mickey getting raped by the Phantasm brooms.
Oh, God.
That would be amazing.
Well, it should be pretty soon, shouldn't it? That Mickey will be 100 years old.
Yeah, but they'll renew it.
Yeah. I think Steamboat Willie, you can use his likeness.
Okay.
I don't know about that though.
Yeah.
I thought they could only renew it so many times, and then after it's 100 years old or something, then it has to become public
But
domain.
if it's a spokesperson for a corporation, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's still a lot of things that they can play around with there, and
Yeah, their lawyers have been working on it for decades. They keep finding ways to renew it.
yeah.
They're gonna be keeping it. I mean, it's basically their mascot.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to change, though. They're going to change it to Gigi Poo. He's going to take over the world, and yeah, there's a new mascot for Disney.
Gigi Poo. That's great. Oh, that's great.
So Roger dies, but he comes back to life. And then he goes
not
looking
really
for the guy
alive.
that killed him. Well, no, not really.
Because he didn't have a heartbeat.
No, he didn't.
And he didn't bleed when you cut him.
He bled when you shot him, though.
Oh, that's what was funny. I was going to say that. I was going to say, well, he got his wrist cut, no blood came out, but when he got shot, blood was coming out. Why?
And lots of blood all over his shirt. It's like you can't walk around looking like you're dead. He's got bullet holes all in his suit.
We're splitting hairs. It was a Dr. Fauciism. Just trust the science. He was brought back like Frankenstein, and then he got shot a few times.
Hey, Benny, just wait, dude. They'll probably, unironically, like very serious. They'll more than likely. How much you want to bet they're going to come out with some crazy, documentary that shows the life and times of Anthony Fauci. It shows.
They already did, I thought.
Glorifies the guy, probably.
Yeah, they did something like that already, I think.
They also got one on HBO about Pelosi.
Yeah,
Tommy, are you shitting me?
Yeah, they've got my son Hunter.
No, I'm talking about for real. Like,
Yeah, they really do.
I think Netflix did something on Fauci. Like they try to praise him or something. Like he's some kind of fucking something special. The guy's a scumbag, and I'll stop because we're.
Yeah, I was looking on HBO last night after I'd rewatched Dead Heat on Tubi, and I was just like flipping through what's new on HBO, and there was a Pelosi special sitting right there. My eyes rolled. I turned HBO Max off and instead went to Discovery to go look for something.
Well, yeah. I mean, what the hell? It's just.
I mean, didn't they come out with a documentary too about how wonderful Casey Anthony was and how she didn't do it?
Oh yeah, that's a big thing on Netflix.
Yeah,
right now.
so
And they're trying to-
I'm just saying.
I remember. You remember that trial, Janet? I remember watching that entire trial, and you could tell she was guilty as shit.
Oh, she was guilty. She named her nanny after the Xanax that she drugged her kid with when she trapped her in the trunk. So she.
Well, what about the fact that after her kid disappeared, that she's out at a freaking like a nightclub partying and shit like that? That sounds like a worried mother to me.
For weeks, because her mom kept trying to get a hold of her, but they found hair and skin and everything in the trunk, which to me said that she was putting her daughter in the trunk all the time because nobody saw the kid.
Wow.
She was driving around with her daughter dead in the trunk.
Yeah, you know what I do? Here's what I do think. She was at fault. She wasn't watching her kid, and I think her cop daddy tried to cover it up for her.
I think that too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think both her parents did.
Yep.
I think once the mom realized what happened, she said, "I smell something. It smells like somebody's been dead in the trunk," and all those different things that she leaked. But after that, I think she tried to cover it up too when she realized it was her kid, and that her kid had killed it.
Yeah, because her father's a cop, and cops know that smell.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know they knew, but the whole thing's a tragedy, and it's just sad to see that someone's making money off of the death of their kid.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Good Lord.
And she's got tons of guys. I read so many comments from guys posting underneath her posts and stuff about how they would love to be with her and that she was wonderful and all. It was like guys will tap anything, and that just repulses me to think of that.
Yeah,
that
gross.
if just because she's got she's built or she's got big boobs or she's curvy or whatever, a guy will just jump it.
Let me tell you something.
I just don't understand that.
I'm the biggest pig I know, and I would never hit that thing. Never.
Thank you, Tommy. You know, there's a lot of just sick, crazy people out there. No,
I'd hit her.
yeah.
Just, it would be with a crowbar.
They're gonna say a hate fuck.
Oh, it's just sad to me that it just seems like, and that's one of the things that I was telling Trina that I'm wanting to do something about what men want, like a show on my channel, start doing something like that and interviewing men about what it is that they're looking for in a relationship, because I hear from so many women and they're like, well, their man cheated on them, and they what is it men want? I mean, do they want women that are tall and good looking, blonde? I mean, they got to be bimbos and walk around going, oh, whatever, I broke a nail or whatever.
I could tell you what this pig wants. Action figures.
So,
lots and lots of action
well,
figures.
I love all that.
Keep me
You
happy.
get to my office and I love nerd stuff. I got tons of collectibles and tons of comic books and just tons of things that I love, and I buy them because I like collecting things. So I understand that aspect of it. But I'm talking about relationship wise, what it is that men are interested in. And I'm wanting to do a serious show about it because I have lots of women that ask me, since I have so many guy friends, because I'm a tomboy, what it is. And I'm like, honestly, I have no idea. I can't even figure out my own life, let alone figure it out. But I sure would think that would be an interesting show to actually have real guys on and let me ask questions from women that have asked me different questions and ask the guys what it is they're looking for, in a real relationship. What does it take to get a guy, to keep a guy happy, and what does he want from a woman, and what does he want to offer a woman to have a relationship, a real one that might last.
I think we got an answer right there, and it's also a shocking comment of the night.
Oh, I got a live one here.
Oh, I see it down there, but I think it'd be a good show.
He wasn't
But
wrong.
I'm serious a lot.
Yeah, no, it is interesting. I mean, it's both ways. It's what a woman actually want. But the thing is too, it is so different, especially between nowadays and we're talking like years ago, there's a lot of shit that's changed. Even people. I
yeah,
mean,
like Tinder.
oh my God. Yeah. It's
And OnlyFans. I mean, there's so many things out there now.
I
that,
see. That's still something I cannot wrap my brain around. That guys are gonna throw money away to some girl on a fucking computer to see her tits when like have they not heard of the internet? There's
that's
everywhere.
madness. Why would you throw money away at anybody? There's so many action figures out there to buy instead.
Well, see, but think about it though, guys. A guy can go to a bar down the road and pretty much buy a few drinks for a girl and probably get lucky. Okay. So why would you want to go down the other way down the street and pick up a prostitute, pay for it when you can get a free one at the bar?
Yeah, not all guys can do that.
I mean, see, I don't understand that concept either.
Well, it's almost the same now because those girls at the bars are the same ones that are on those websites.
Janet, there's an old saying that you're paying the prostitute to leave.
Right.
Oh. So, well, don't take the girl back to your place. Go to a hotel. That way she won't know where you live.
There you go. Or do like they did back in the 80s, in Jersey, in the back of a Camaro.
Well, don't they have a new service for that for prostitutes coming to your place called Grub and Rub?
Grub and Rub.
Wow.
Rub and grub.
I heard they take Cash App.
I don't know.
Yes, for cash.
Well, Tinder, you don't pay for Tinder, right? You just swipe left or right or something, and then you go, I want that one, and then you call and you go somewhere and hook up.
Right, exactly. I mean, so I've heard.
So that's why I guess Tinder is so popular, is because,
Well, and because they've gamified it. You could swipe at lightning speed. That's the fun part.
Whatever, I guess.
It's like,
and if someone's looking.
How do you want your herpes today?
They can get worse than herpes nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So no, it's not worth it.
Herpes.
They call that tiger blood.
Tiger blood.
Charlie Sheen.
Oh man. Well, are we going to get on out of here, folks?
I was just going to say that I think it's time to wrap things up, and I just wanted to let everybody know who's watching and who is watching now and who will be watching later, that next week we'll be reviewing Jack Frost. It's free to watch on Tubi. It's the horror one, not the feel good one. So yeah, I'd love to have you guys follow along the conversation and hope to see you guys again. So yeah, we'll go around the panel and let everybody do their exit interviews. Tommy, go ahead.
Week. The translator's broke again. Oh, sorry about that. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Tommy and the Were Pig Collective. We are currently stationed at Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, but here we're going by a different name. So, still doing shorts, still having a lot of fun with that. While I'm still having a lot of fun with CenturyLink, who sucks, balls, big hairy balls, apparently in the Drew porn documentary. And we're waiting for this shit to be properly fixed so we can get back to normal with videos and everything else. Still doing live streams. Tomorrow we'll be having one, I believe, over on Vinny's stream with Collectible Pass. If Vinny's up for it, we'll see what's going on. But every Monday and Thursdays, it's my channel with guinea pigs nibbling live. And eventually we will get back to going old school again. And I will be doing going old school once a month, because I want it to be something special. I want to have big topics, big clips, big guests on air talking about the things that we love from the past so dearly, and I want it done right every single time. I don't want it to just be a conversation where we kind of like fall away midway through the show. I want to have a whole ton of conversations and do it right every single time and as close to perfect as it could be. Nibbling Live is where we just get together and we have some fun and talk about whatever's on our minds and enjoy the ride with all you people in the chat. So be sure to stop by my channel, check out some of the toy shorts that I'm putting up today. I did do one with the G1 1984 Autobot mini cars, and I'm going to have a couple more going over the rest of the mini cars in the next couple days, plus some more BattleBot videos coming up, including a new bot that I'm going to be asking everybody who stops by for BattleBots to help me name. Thank you all for being here and showing Lasso the love on this first stream of hers. Guys, remember, never let anybody tell you what you can or cannot say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. We'll nibble you next time.
Awesome. Slasher, you're up.
Yeah, I got a movie review coming up this Saturday. We were doing sleepaway camp, but I wanted to get away from those for a little bit. This week we're doing Santa's Sleigh with Goldberg as a killer Santa Claus.
Slay, S-L-A-Y.
Yep, I've never seen this movie.
Next?
I've never seen this movie, but it's kind of begging from me to watch it. So
Sounds like the porno that Janet saw. That's the second one she ever saw.
Well, that's Santa's Lay.
I haven't seen that one.
Jingle balls.
No, it's Santa's third leg.
Rudolph the blue-balled reindeer.
Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, thanks for inviting me for this, Trina. This movie was awesome. I hadn't seen it in decades, and this is one I would go back and watch tomorrow.
Yeah, same here. And thank you so much for being here. So awesome to have you. All right, Darius, your turn.
Hey, yeah. So then when he comes back to life, Roger decides to track down the people who killed him. Thanks for inviting me to your first show. It's a great honor to be here. And I appreciate the invitation that you think I'd have something to offer. This is a movie I had never seen before, and I don't think I've really heard people talk about before. I was 1 year old when it came out, but it was fun. I wasn't expecting it to be so funny, but yeah, it was funny. It was grotesque at times, but I'd watch it again.
Awesome.
And you can catch me on Saturday with Slasher watching Santa's Sleigh. And then Monday with that 70s Rock fan at the usual time.
Nice.
But yeah, thank you, Trina.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Janet, tell them where to find you.
You can find me at Janet from Another Planet here on YouTube. You can also find me on Instagram, and you can find me on TikTok. And I also have a Discord server of my own, and I'm on Twitter. And I do shorts, mostly just shorts, pickup lines. I do have some 18 and older videos for, because of the dirty words and the innuendos or whatever you want to say. And then I also am reading my book, Revelation. I'm reading it out loud in small bite-sized pieces. It's about vampires, witches, and warlocks, and archangels and familiars. And I'm also doing a movie review Monday night. We're gonna with Bruce Lombardi on his channel, Dick's Division, or Bruce Lombardi of Dick's Division, and we're gonna review the movie Maverick. But the movie Maverick, the Western with Jodie Foster, Mel Gibson, and James Garner. We're gonna be doing that Monday night. And then Tuesday night I'll be on Drew's channel, Supreme Heretics channel, and we'll be on for the United Resistance. And then I hopefully will be here again reviewing another movie next week. And then on Friday night I will probably be on another live stream with It's Tokyo. So we'll see. But staying busy.
Awesome. And yes, of course, you're welcome. Drew, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say I'm glad I was invited to sit in on the panel, but I'm very, very, very proud of you, Trina. Welcome to taking your first official steps into the larger YouTube world. And it's so glad, we're so all glad collectively to see you in the streaming side of it now. And it just you watch how you're in so many streams chatting, and then now then you start modding, and now you start natural progression. Here you are, and you're a YouTube personality. So we're so all really proud of you, and I'm thankful. I really am. So thank you for having me on, and I enjoy talking about the movie because I think it's one of the, like I said earlier, one of those underrated cult classics, and you got to appreciate those because there's a lot of hidden gems from when we were younger, from the days of when it was carefree existence, guys, and we got to seek out that kind of entertainment because man, it's pretty much a downer now. So as Janet said, check out United Resistance on Tuesdays. I'm also around on Sundays for Midnight Prism. And I didn't do United Resistance yesterday, but we should be good to go this coming Tuesday. I had a migraine yesterday, so that's why I couldn't do UR yesterday, guys. So I apologize for those of you that normally come and watch UR. So we'll make it up to you Tuesday.
Awesome. And thank you so much for those words, Drew. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, I can't believe that I'm actually here now, like running a live stream. I never thought when I first started chatting that I'd end up here. I really didn't. So this is awesome. And just thank you so much for being here.
Well, we all knew you had it in you. We were just waiting on you. We were just waiting on you to get there, and to see you did. So now it's going to be real fun because these are real fun topics. We can just sit back and be ourselves and have a ball. Like we were talking about earlier, Trina. This is us. The audience is getting us. This is like just us sitting around a bonfire and BSing about stuff we used to watch. Really, really cool stuff. Maybe one of us saw and the others haven't. So that's what's cool about it. It's a very genuine, organic conversation. That's why I really enjoy the stream.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just want to talk about stuff we enjoy. So Vinny, go ahead and tell the people.
Yeah, no, and that is it. I mean, before I tell the people anything, it's I'm super proud of you and always happy too. That's why I kept having you on the streams as well, because you are good with all this stuff. I mean, you put your heart out there, and people see it. And again, like Drew was saying too, you're already a personality. Every show we go to, if Trina comes up, it's always about horror. It's awesome, and it's at the end of the time. The movie was fantastic. Again, going back and watching it, like it all came back at me. Because when we first mentioned it, we were talking about a different movie with Joe Piscopo, and then it came up, and like, oh shit, wait a minute. I looked it up, I'm like, yeah, I do remember this. Started watching it, and the whole movie came back to me. But yeah, no, it was a great time for sure. If you guys want more great times, like Tommy said, tomorrow night we're going to be doing the collectible pass with 3 guineas, I believe, over on my channel. Friday we have the Friday Underground stream, and Sunday I have the round table where again, like I said, everyone comes on my stream. Everybody are equals. No one's better than anybody else. I hate YouTubers that try to do that bullshit. We have great times. We have great conversations because that's how we're supposed to be doing it. It's all about genuine stuff. I'm sick of the phonies and the fakes. There's so many of them out there all the time. Clout chasers, people who say one thing, go the other way for corporate nonsense. And no, fuck all that. We're going to give it to you straight each and every time. So yeah, you can find me over on Vinny Art. I have 3 awesome active campaigns right now. If you guys are looking for really cool comic books, I have Through the Woods, which is a 100-page completed story. You get the whole thing in there. It's a ghost story. It's hardcover. It's European format. Again, perfect for any time of the year if you want a really good story. People who have gotten it, they said they got emotional at the end. That's the type of stuff that you want. You want people to feel that impact of the characters of the story that they're reading, to be immersed in it. So that's why the quality of my work is so high. I spend a lot of time painting each and every page and panel because I want everyone to really feel it like they're there, because there's too much crazy shit going on in the world right now. Get lost in entertainment, get lost in some good stories. I got City of Venus, which again, I'm working on the sequel right now. And the the pirate story that came out just a couple months back, Shadow of the Kraken. All those projects are still available. So if you want a really cool pirate story, it's 52 pages. I did everything on that, writing it, drawing it, inks, colors, lettering, you name it. It's all me. So yeah, if you want to support some great creators, yeah, everything ships immediately. There's no wait on my books. So there you go. No, thank you, Trina. Thank you, everyone on panel and in chat.
Yeah, Vinny, it's about time you and I caught up.
Oh, hell yeah, man. It's always great hanging out.
And I just want to back up what Vinny said. Yes, definitely look into his comics because you will love them. His art is fantastic and his stories are great. And yeah, totally.
Yeah, we talk about people being a throwback. You know, Vinny is it. So definitely support his comics work out there, folks, because, you know, you want to buy good stuff. Vinny's got quality stuff. You know, you can't really do better in today's market than buying Vinny's comics because, you know, the stuff that you're seeing out of the mainstream anyway, it's terrible story quality, but it's not nearly as good as art quality as what Vinny's going to put out there. You know, remember, Vinny was in the big industry, you know, so he's top notch as they come.
Thanks, man.
So make sure that you support his campaigns out there, guys. And look, you're looking for Christmas gifts, just hit him up because any of those books would be great if you got a comics lover in the family.
Oh, absolutely.
Amen
man.
to that.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Well, again, thank you everybody who came to watch us tonight, and thank you to anybody who watches us on the replay. I want to thank all of you guys on the panel for coming tonight, and especially Tommy. Thank you so much for being my co-pilot, and I just appreciate you so much. It means a lot to me. And this was so much fun, and I'm looking forward to doing it again next week.
Nice.
Awesome. Everybody make sure you share the stream out, even though it's ended. Keep sharing it out there. Let people know that she's doing this now. More eyeballs.
That's right.
Yes, please. Thank you so much, everybody. All right, so everybody have a good night. And I just want to say that everybody that are on the panel, everyone's links in the description. So if you don't have their channel, if you don't know their channels, it's in there. So find them, subscribe to them because they're worth it.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, and power to the short Asian people.
All right, good night, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Well, you're still alive.